Hey everybody, how's everybody doing out there? I'm your host for the most, Ultrastand Pheonix, and thank you once again for joining me on my show and my blog, The Reality of Things, where the reality is hidden in the realm of the unseen. Press that like, that subscribe button, and leave a comment if you wish. It'll be much obliged. Well, people, today we're going to be talking about coups, the American coups. And it's really shameful to see what's going on right now with the American elections. And I'm going to talk about that, give you my little quick rendition of what I feel or I think what's going on, right? So strap up your seatbelts and get ready. Here we go. Well, when you think of coups or coup d'etats, you think of men like Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was fighting bankers of his time. And bankers in his time are a lot the same as bankers in our time, right? Bankers in our time are thieves, they're mongers, money mongers, and they're basically globalists. So what Abraham Lincoln had to go through was the same thing. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. John Wilkes Booth was hired by the bankers and certain factions in Masonry to kill Abraham Lincoln, basically because Abraham Lincoln was trying to do what people want to do today, was change today's Fed. But back then, he wanted to make it, I think it was the greenback or something like that, or make it his dollar. I forget what it was. Sorry, I just had to rush through these notes right now. I didn't get a chance to do that little fact check. But I think it was the greenback. But he wanted to bring the American dollar back to the American people. And the powers that be at that time, your bankers couldn't have that. So they got an assassin, John Wilkes Booth, and gave Abraham Lincoln what you call a top hat. Well, he got shot in the head, right? So bankers killed Abraham Lincoln, and that was a coup d'etat in that time. We fast forward now to the 1960s, and we had a very, very popular president at that time by the name of John F. Kennedy, and he got assassinated. And that was a coup d'etat. Nothing was left to chance in that one, okay? Basically, they had a six-man op team, six teams made up of three men each, making sure that John F. Kennedy was assassinated. And you're probably saying, why? Well, he was very unpopular in certain circles in Washington and around the world, especially in Cuba, because of the Bay of Pigs. He never accepted military help to help out in the Bay of Pigs ambush. He wanted to start the war in Vietnam, which is money, money, money. And then he wanted to stop and break up the CIA, shatter it to pieces. And they knew this was coming, so they had to get rid of him. Okay? That was another coup d'etat. Okay? Fast forward to the 80s, it wasn't such a quite a coup d'etat as much or less as a ass whooping or ass kicking to get yourself back in line with Ronald Reagan. Okay? Ronald Reagan just got a gunshot in his leg and it was like, okay, I get the drift. I ain't going to fall out of line. I'm going to help out the Sandinistas. I'm going to help out the Iran-Contra. I'm going to help out Oliver North. And I'm going to stay in tow with this New World Order thing because I don't want to die right here. You know, Nancy needs me, right? So his gunshot, the shot that he got was more of a warning shot because they actually like Reagan, you know? Reagan, he was a little a sort of B-list actor in California, rose up to prominence and stuff. And actually, Donald Trump's first slogan, as you guys know, was from Ronald Reagan, "Make America Great Again." He got it from Reagan. So that was another, not a coup d'etat, but a little warning to Reagan to stay at the party line. Which fast forwards us to today. Today, oh, sorry. Back then, it was Abraham Lincoln, the bankers, did him in with the coup d'etat. With John F. Kennedy, it was the military-industrial complex, the same one that um, Harry S. Truman talked about. Another United States president talked about the American military-industrial complex. How is it a danger to America? And John F. Kennedy had his own speech talking about secret societies and how repugnant it is, and no man should keep things in secret in an open institution or a government away from the people, right? So Abraham Lincoln got killed by the bankers, military industrial complex for John F. Kennedy. Now Reagan got the gunshot to keep himself in line. And then we got Donald J. Trump. What you're seeing today in America's elections is a coup d'etat at its highest levels, okay? And we're going to get right into this one. You see, Donald Trump came down the escalators in the Trump Towers, and he said a couple of bad things to get off foot to American people about. I don't think he clarified himself well, but I know he never meant ill will to the Mexicans, saying that they're rapists and they're bringing over their worst. He was saying that the people who are doing these bad things are very bad people, and he doesn't want them in the country, which most Mexicans agreed if you go ask the so-called Poles that nobody cares about. But anyways, from the time that he walked down the escalators in New York City in Trump Tower, the media has been after him. But you'd want to wonder why. He was a media darling for 25 years. The Apprentice and his style of living and his cockiness and his bravado, that New York type of style attitude. So why would they turn on him so easily and so fast just like that? It's simple. They found out that Donald Trump was a nationalist, somebody who actually deeply, truly cares about America. He talked about these things way before he got into power, okay? How China was ripping off the Americans. And mind you, people say, oh, but he worked and sent labor over there. Well, if the American government's giving you opportunities to make millions upon millions of dollars through tax deals, wouldn't you take it as a businessman? Keep it reality, people. Keep it reality. Okay? Not emotions, but reality. You would do it too. Okay? But when he got into power, he really wanted to make America great again. And he started to try to do that. And he actually did a lot in his 4 years. And we hope that he gets another 4 more years, right? And again, I really don't care about elections. The true thinkers know that presidents are selected, not elected. Okay? Your vote means nothing. It only means that you buy into the system the amount of times they see you vote. So if 180 million people vote in America, oh, that's a great turnout. They believe in the system. The minute you stop voting and there's a vote drop in the system, they're going to see that there's a disinterest in the system, and it's going to be a revolution or an evolution of the mind, which to most of us is going to be revolution because they don't understand what an evolution is. Okay? For the thinkers out there who listen to my broadcast, listen to Nubia Menkar's broadcast, Republic of Mentellect, who listen to Young Elder, and it's a lot of and certain good people that you can listen out there, listen to. We're thinkers out there. So we don't buy into the voting thing. But for us looking at a higher level, the thinkers, looking down at this chessboard, it's a big game. But everybody wants to pick a good winner, right? And there's no way Joe Biden could have won that election, this election right here, with the votes. But we're going to get into that. So Trump goes through, they bring Trump through hellfire, Russia, 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 Russia. Impeachment, impeachment, impeachment. Okay? Border crossings of children being separated from their family, which he had nothing to do with. That's actually the Obama administration that put up the cages and Joe Biden, right? But he got blamed for that. It's a good thing he brought it up during the debate when he said, "What about the cages? It was you, Joe." So that was hilarious. Then they weaponized COVID-19 against him. When he was saying from January 31st, close the borders, they called him a xenophobe, right? Nancy Pelosi was in San Francisco playing the fool, running around, saying everything's all right, come to Chinatown. So it's do for me and not for you. anything that the Republicans do, it's going to be bad. Stay away. Trump rallies. Too much people are too close. They're not social distancing. But according to the other day, according when Joe Biden won, nobody was social distancing. It was parties all over New York and everybody going crazy. A lot of respect out to Coney Island and Brooklyn. They actually voted for Trump in those two boroughs. So good for you. Okay. So they weaponized COVID-19. They planned in your head months in advance. See, they couldn't beat Donald Trump on fair grounds. They want him out of power because he's going against their globalist point of view or where they want the world to go. Okay? Abraham Lincoln with the bankers. JFK with the military-industrial complex. George Bush, you have to bring him in there with Dick Cheney. They were the neocons. Then you have now the globalist with Donald Trump. The game doesn't stop. They just morph into different chameleons, different colors, like a butterfly out of a cocoon, morphing into new different diabolical demons to try to skew you. Okay? Most of the media, I told you in my last broadcast, they're media shows. They're not there. So the DNC, the National Democratic Committee, Hillary Clinton, all of them, they brought out the big guns to make sure to say the elections are going to be long. It's going to be drawn out. Please, Joe Biden, don't give up, because they already had it planned in those Democratic states, in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, to get the votes rigged. See, I watch Fox News and CNN, and I was trying to see why Fox wasn't calling it for Donald Trump. Why weren't they calling the states he was winning? Florida was won by 8:30, 9 o'clock. They waited. You see, they had to wait to implement their plan to see if Joe Biden was losing. They were bringing their plan of bringing the voter fraud in. But they started to lose. They didn't have that blue wave they expected. Republicans were getting red Senate seats, gaining some House seats. See, they couldn't take that. Donald Trump was winning the election. They had to pull out their last Trump card, pardon my pun, okay? Which was, after all they put this president through, your 45th president of the United States, all the Russia, the collusions, the border crossings, the COVID, the hoax, Donald Trump bad, Orange Man bad, he's going to start wars, he's the devil. He didn't do none of that. They couldn't make him win. They couldn't make him prove that he was right with everything he said. And what happened? They pulled the election scam, a coup d'etat. They made their mass media go out there and pronounce Joe Biden winner. Because it's a big scam. By the time you went to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, Donald Trump was behind. When he was leading in more than Georgia, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan. Some of them by huge amounts. But yesterday, you woke up in the morning to see Donald Trump down by 100,000 votes there, 80,000 votes there, 10,000 there. And you expect people to see that there wasn't voter irregularities going on, people? Coup d'etat. The media are involved with it. Your big tech companies are involved with it, censoring everybody that's Donald Trump's side or conservative. Your Googles, your Twitters, your Facebooks. Okay? Your CNNs, your Foxes, your MSNBCs, your City TVs, all of them are complicit in it. I don't care who it is, they're all complicit with it. Okay? There's only few people giving out right knowledge, right wisdom, and right overstanding, or what we say ultrastanding these days, which breeds to sound, right reasoning. Something don't sound right to you or feel right to you, don't make them convince you that it's not real, that you don't see something wrong or feel something's wrong. Okay? So, what you're seeing is a coup d'etat at an extreme level. And I told my wife, make Donald Trump go away. You know why? Because give them what they want. You guys want the homosexuality. You want the destruction of the American patriarch society. You want the destruction of your neighborhoods, your cities, and your communities with Black Lives Matter foolishness or Black Lives Matter. Who are these damn foolishness and what is it? Antifa and all these different people ruining your city. Okay, elect Joe Biden. Sits back, makes the Trump Jr. come in and start his Trump News TV, which is gonna blow out everybody else. So the coup d'etat is happening right now. Don't get caught up in your fear mongering, people. I love y'all, and I think I'm gonna leave the outro with the presidential music. Ultrastand Pheonix out. One.